When people think of aviation excellence, one name shines with unmistakable brilliance: the Blue Angels. Since 1946, this elite flight demonstration squadron has captivated millions, blending breathtaking aerial artistry with the raw power of naval aviation. Their story is one of pride, precision, sacrifice, and a mission that goes far beyond thrilling air shows. In the aftermath of World War II, the U.S. Navy wanted to demonstrate to the public and to Congress why naval aviation was vital in the post-war world. Admiral Chester W. Nimitz, then Chief of Naval Operations, proposed creating a demonstration team that could showcase the professionalism and power of carrier-based aviation. The Blue Angels officially formed on April 24, 1946. Just 2 months later, on June 15th, they performed their very first show at Craig Field in Jacksonville, Florida, flying the Grumman F6F Hellcat. The reception was overwhelming, and soon the squadron began touring across the country, building a reputation that endures to this day. The name Blue Angels actually came from a New Yorker magazine ad the pilots saw before a show in New York City. The team embraced it, and it has since become one of the most recognizable names in aviation. The Blue Angels have flown some of the Navy's most iconic aircraft. 1946 F6F Hellcat, their first platform rugged and proven in War II. 1946 to 1949 F8F Bearcat, a faster, more agile propeller-driven fighter. 1949 to 1955 F9F Panther and Cougar, their entry into the jet age. 1957 to 1969 F11F Tiger, their first supersonic aircraft. 1969 to 1974 F4 Phantom II, the only supersonic jet to serve simultaneously with both the Blue Angels and the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds. 1974 to 1986 A4 Skyhawk, smaller and more maneuverable, perfect for tight formations. 1986 to 2020 FA-18 Hornet became synonymous with the team, serving for over 3 decades. 2021 to present FA-18EF Super Hornet, the current jet, larger and louder, requiring major adaptations to their maneuvers. Alongside their fighter jets, the Blue Angels also fly Fat Albert, a C-130 Hercules support aircraft famous for its short-field takeoffs and dynamic roll demonstrations. The Blue Angels are made up of about 16 officers and over 100 enlisted sailors and Marines. Their officer roster includes not just the demonstration pilots, but also flight surgeons, public affairs officers, and supply officers. Pilot selection. Each year, only 2 or 3 new pilots are chosen. To qualify, a candidate must be a career-oriented Navy or Marine aviator, have at least 1,250 tactical jet hours, be carrier qualified, show exceptional discipline and humility. The selection process is famously grueling. New members are evaluated not just on their flying skills, but also on how they mesh with the team's culture of trust and teamwork. Once chosen, pilots undergo a rigorous winter training program in El Centro, California, where they perfect the maneuvers performed during the show season. The Blue Angels perform maneuvers where jets fly as close as 18 inches apart at speeds of 300 to 700 miles per hour. Pilots must anticipate movements and rely on subtle hand signals and instincts rather than spoken commands. There's no room for hesitation. During training, maneuvers are practiced up to 3 times a day, with pilots constantly critiquing themselves and each other in debriefs. Each flight is videotaped, and mistakes are dissected frame by frame. Their motto, "We practice until it's perfect," is taken literally. The trust between pilots is absolute. Each depends on the others to stay alive while giving the crowd a flawless display. Some of their most famous maneuvers include 4 jets fly in a tight diamond, rolling in unison. Opposing knife-edge pass. 2 jets fly toward one another and pass canopy to canopy at incredible speed. Jets line up wingtip to wingtip in perfect symmetry. Delta formation. All 6 jets fly together, ending the show with a thunderous finale. Even Fat Albert has its moment, performing steep climbs and tactical maneuvers that showcase the capabilities of the C-130. The Blue Angels are not just performers. They're ambassadors of the U.S. Navy and Marine Corps. Their mission is to inspire excellence and to demonstrate the skill and pride of America's service members. At every stop, they spend time with local schools, hospitals, and community groups. Since 1946, over 500 million people have witnessed a Blue Angels show, and countless future aviators have been inspired by their performances. A long-standing tradition is the key influencer flight, where teachers, first responders, or community leaders are invited to fly with the team to see firsthand the skill and discipline of naval aviation. The Blue Angels' history has not been without tragedy. More than 24 pilots and crew members have lost their lives during training and demonstrations over the decades. Each loss serves as a solemn reminder of the risks involved in pushing the limits of aerial performance. Despite these hardships, the team endures, each new member carrying the responsibility to honor those who came before while keeping the legacy alive. The Blue Angels' culture is steeped in traditions that reflect their values. At the end of every flight, pilots gather for a thorough debrief, often more intense than the flight itself. They follow the creed of "glad to be here," a phrase expressing gratitude for the opportunity to represent naval aviation. Every show ends with the team autographing memorabilia for fans, keeping them connected to the public they serve. Now flying the Super Hornet, the Blue Angels are louder, bigger, and more visible than ever. The move required relearning maneuvers, retraining pilots, and even redesigning maintenance procedures. Yet as always, they rose to the challenge. As they look toward the future, their mission remains unchanged: to showcase the pride and professionalism of the United States Navy and Marine Corps. They are not simply a flight demonstration team. They are living symbols of discipline, courage, and excellence. From their first flight in 1946 to their dazzling shows today, the Blue Angels have inspired awe, respect, and national pride. Their performances are not just displays of skill, but tributes to the spirit of service and teamwork that defines America's armed forces. When those blue and gold jets streak across the sky, they carry with them more than noise and spectacle. They carry the pride of generations, the memory of sacrifice, and the promise of future aviators yet to take to the skies. The Blue Angels are not just a team, they are a legend in motion.